What's up everyone, hope you had a great day. Lethal Concept here, back with another one of my guides. This one's for the very new character, so the Salarian Architect. I've been playing with him a lot and he has a weird, kind of a weird character power set, but I had quite a bit of fun once I leveled him, and this is going to be the guide that I use and the build that I use for my gold runs. Now the kind of rule that this character has is with your remnant VI, the remnant, it acts, the way I built my remnant was more of a tank, and I used him to draw fire. And so you have a remnant that can stun and prime with the beam, and then you also got the stuns from your electrical defense that you can detonate, and then you also have the disruptor ammo with your weapon that you can detonate. And so you lay down a lot of tech fields, and you're basically a high firepower, highly crowd controlled kind of character. But the remnant, obviously, as with all AIs in this game for multiplayer, is a bit buggy, so it may feel underwhelming at first, but the best part to see it perform is check out one of the videos that I did, was showing off the remnant and how much it can tank. So without further ado, the skills that I chose to max are the Remnant, the Barricade, Incinerate, and Support Systems. With Remnant you want to go with Recharge Speed, because expedited repairs actually doesn't feel like they do anything. A lot of times it actually doesn't feel like it's regening, or it doesn't feel like it's enough to actually keep it alive in the battlefield. So you want the Recharge, and with the Recharge, a 40% Recharge, it allows you to actually unsummon and resummon Remnants in between waves without getting engaged in an enemy. And you want to pick up Close Combat Module for the plus 100% health. This allows the Remnant to tank quite a few Berserker stagger shots. Is one of the best examples I can give you for something that you want it to tank. On my video it shows that it could tank up to 4 of those, and any other small arm fires that was the aggro of it drew from the enemy. So Focus Module, you're obviously not building it for the beam damage, so I didn't take that. And you want Electric Beam, because this allows you to be able to combo it if it primes an enemy. But you don't really actually notice it, or you don't really look out for it, is what I should say. You just have it there, and it's just a nice thing you have for it to be able to stun an enemy occasionally. What I find is that with the beam, that it usually at most takes 3, I wouldn't say shots because it shoots in like a consecutive shot, but 3 shots is the most it'll take for it to prime or stun an enemy. So that's a nice thing to have. With Barricade, you're going to have duration, because you want the Barricade up as often as possible. So you rather have the duration, because it's 40% duration. It's a very nice increase. And the plus 1 power cells you don't generally need, because you'll be running from ammo to ammo, and you rather have the duration. Trust me, you really want the duration. For weapon feedback versus power feedback, you want weapon feedback, because once again, power feedback is not as useful since combos aren't as strong as they were in Mass Effect 3 multiplayer. You really want the weapon feedback for the increased damage. And for rank 6 you want electric defense. This allows you to combo or with synergy from the rank 6 in support systems, tech sabotage. Now this makes it so that every enemy that you stun or deal damage with your Barricade gives them a damage debuff of minus 30%. This is huge for enemies that love rushing down on you, for stuff like Berserkers, Adhis, Wraiths, the Anointed, all of those stuff. It's really nice to drop an electric defense on them, have them stunned, as well as giving them a damage debuff. Now for Incinerate, you want, well, you can actually pick either one of these. I picked Burning with anti-armor, because Barricades deal pretty significant damage to shields. You're running Disruptor ammo, which deals really nice damage to shields, so I picked something to have deals a nice chunk of damage to armor, and this is what I picked. I picked duration and damage over time to deal as much damage as possible versus armor. So I picked those two in conjunction, and you want Detonator, because this is the most reliable detonator that you can have. You could pick up rank 6 Remnant detonating missiles, but the problem with that is the Remnant will just attack whoever it pleases. So if it say you want to detonate a radar and it attacks and shoots a missile at an addy, you're gonna have to wait 10 seconds for it to shoot the radar, which at that time will probably be dead. So you want something reliably that you can use off cooldown to detonate, and incinerate is what you're going to use. 1 point in offensive tech because it's the 1 pointer, and for support systems I went with tech duration. This is for the tech sabotage to have as much damage debuff duration as possible. You obviously want advanced construction because you want as much health with this build, because the problem with engineers once again are that they have no way to reliably sustain or regenerate shields and health. For like vanguards you got charge, for infiltrators you got the cloak, which allows you to move out of combat and safely go to somewhere where there's no enemies and allows you to regen shields. And for something like Sentinel, you got energy drain, regen shields. But yeah, you really want the health on this character. For them shield from the rank 6, I mean, you want tech sabotage. Damage debuff is huge. This one gives you 30%. A lot of times you find berserkers rushing you, or what are they? I think they're called pariahs or pariahs. I can't. They're the Turians. They're the armored Turians in the Outlaws. I think they're called pariahs or anarchists. But they rush you down a lot, and putting this up, debuffing them all the more. It's just so great with the barricade, which is what I find nice, and also it allows you to detonate it to lay down a stun field, which is great. Now, for leveling, I'm sorry to say that you're gonna feel weak even if you have one maxed skill, and the problem is I would recommend maxing barricade first, and then getting at least 2 points in defense systems for the health. After that, I would actually not max a remnant. I would actually max incinerate after getting the 2 points in support systems, and then I would max out my support systems and then remnant. You're gonna feel like you're quite weak at the early stages of the game because you don't have the synergy yet, because you need the detonator, incinerator, and you also want the barricade stun, the prime. So you're gonna feel weak until you can get almost all of the skills max. Now the weapons I'm using are, so with the weapons I'm actually using the Raptor quote unquote assault rifle. Now the reason why you want to use a Raptor is, well, you don't have to use a Raptor, but you find with ammo types that allows you to detonate, specifically Disruptor with the tech combo, or Incendiary with the fire explosions, or cryo ammo for the cryo explosions, is you need to put a lot of bullets with the ammo types before you can detonate them. That's what I found. So Raptor's a nice weapon, because generally after you put like 3/4 of the Raptor assault rifles, you can detonate them with whatever detonator you choose. And it's stable, it has a nice clip size, and it deals decent damage. Now the other weapon you could use is the Indra, but the problem with the Indra is it has a kick up from when you fire the first 3 bullets, the scope or the weapon kicks upwards, and it doesn't make it quite accurate, so I rather the Raptor. For the other weapon, I actually use the Scorpion. Now the Scorpion's a great weapon because it allows you to deal consistent damage, a nice chunk of damage, without having to peek over cover, because it fires clips that stick onto targets and explode, so it doesn't really require you to aim as long as you get the AoE damage. Now the consumables that I would use are obviously Disruptor ammo, so you can get tech combo fields everywhere. Your Remnant does prime and stun, which allows you to detonate for a tech combo field. Your barricade primes and stuns, tech combo field, and Disruptor primes and stuns for a tech combo field, and this makes it so that anything that you see or anything that comes close you can detonate and have a tech combo field which also stuns. As for the second part, the second booster that you want, I actually really recommend a Cyclonic mod, and the reason you want this is, once again, you got no tech armor. For damage reduction, you got no way to safely regenerate health and shields, and you got no upgrades that gives you damage resistance. So you really want the extra shields. That's what I found. And as for the playstyle of this build, I actually go for a sort of, not front lines, but there's a sort of line that you draw between being front line and back line, you go in the middle of it. So what you do is you actually try to go a bit further ahead of your very back line, which will consist of like your support guys, like your infiltrators and insurgents, all those classes. You'll try to go a bit further in front, lay down your remnant, and then you move a bit back but still be in front of them. This allows it so your remnant, which has quite a chunk of health, draw fire, and also makes it so that if anything charges towards your team, it allows you to lay down a barricade, and you can still output great damage with Disruptor Ammo Raptor. This allows you to still output tech fields with the Incendiary Detonator, and it also means that anything that rushes towards your teams, they'll get stunned, and this makes it so that they can detonate that for a tech combo field as well. Now, I have a more in-depth guide to this class, and that explains my decisions a bit more clearly in case you really wanted to read about it, and that will be in the description down below. Thanks for watching, and I'll leave you with the rest of the footage.
Hostiles remaining. Get your head down. Nice job, Apex. Keep it going. Time to go. Get to the extraction site. Member down. That's how Apex gets it done. Come on home.